is there books outside of all of this cryptocurrency, sort of technical fiction, philosophical, that had an impact on your life? Because you have interests that are all over the place. Is there something that you would recommend to others?
So Tao of Capital is definitely probably my favorite book. Books that have been impactful. I read when I was 20, actually, sitting in the desert of Iraq, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and The Richest Man in Babylon. And I don't think I took a single thing and like implemented it from like an execution standpoint, but it was a complete shift in mentality and understanding a relationship with money and just kind of what I wanted to do with my life and stuff like that. So I think those three books, and I read them in succession, were really impactful. And then I think one of the best books probably ever written is, I think it's called When Breath Becomes Air. Or air becomes breath. I can't remember. But it's basically a doctor or a medical professional who's dying. And he essentially writes about the experience and thoughts and kind of all the stuff. And I think that it's just one of these things where if you said to me, what's the number one thing I took out of my experience in Iraq, that's a book like that also gives you, is we're all going to die. Right? And you and I can want to be as immortal as we want, but at some point we're going to die. And so it really does kind of focus you on time being that scarce asset and use it for enjoyment and happiness more so than anything else. And I think that's part of your message, and it's a great one.
Do you like literally meditate on your own mortality?
I don't necessarily think I meditate on it as much as...
Are you afraid of death? Were you afraid of death when you were in Iraq? I mean, if you're coming face to face with it, are you afraid of death today?
No, I think that it was just one of these things where, like, if you fixate on something and you worry about it, then, at least to me, like, you become uneasy about it. And so after an experience like going to war, I think that everything is just so not important compared to that. Right? Like when I came back, I remember going back into the college environment and like things people were worried about. I was like, listen, let me explain to you, what the real world's like. Right. But I think even today, right, if you talk to people who know me really well, I don't get worked up about a lot of stuff. I don't get, in either direction, good or bad, anything, because ultimately it just comes down to, if that's the final result, let's enjoy it.